We are here today to celebrate the growth of this movement here in Europe. This means celebrating the existing B Corps, their role as change makers, and their leadership in a global movement to redefine success in business. But we are also here to celebrate everyone here today that supports the B Corp movement, the potential B Corps, the government representatives, the investors, the opinion makers, the influencers, and all the other change makers. So let's all be the change. I am glad to welcome our first speaker on stage, Marcello Palazzi, founder of B Lab Europe.
Thank you. Does this work? It's working, is it? Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marcello Palazzi, together with Lane. Lane, may I ask you to stand up? So we have the same hairstyle. We founded B Lab Europe about a year and a half ago, and then, so it's great that you are with me, and Lane will speak later. And there's so many people I'd like to introduce, but before I do that, I want to ask one of our B Corps why we are here. So I asked Marijn Doppers, Marijn Evert from Dopper, you're such a can you come here? You have such a fantastic company. You see what he makes, these beautiful bottles? You all know this, yeah? So why are we here, in your words?
We are here because I think it's very good to be with a group together to be part of change, and that's, I think, that's why I'm here. I want to be part of the change. That's my main mission. I can be very short. So I'm here to be part of the change. And I see also this group is also part of the change.
As an entrepreneur, part of the change.
Yeah,
but
for
that's
sure.
a new thing, isn't it? Is it true? It means something for the company.
But not only, for sure. For us, it means a lot to be B Corp certified. Because we can tell the world we are something special. But we are also a change maker and we want to inspire other people.
Fantastic. Marijn, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you
thanks.
so much. So, this is, of course, a global European meeting. So some of you may not know that we've been actually in Amsterdam for 3 days with the global partners. The global partners from the United States, South America, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Europe. So I'm going to ask some of our, all of the global partners who are here to stand up. And I have a whole list here. Pedro, where is Pedro Tarak? Is Pedro already here? If Pedro is not here, then I have Bart Aulahan. Bart is one of the founders of B Lab in the United States. Then I have Bart here. And then I have our partners at Dutch at the back. Pablo, can you raise your hand? We can see you. Thank you. And then I see you, Alicia from Australia. Where is Alicia? Hello. And is Juan Pablo here from Argentina? Juan Pablo there, hello. Fantastic. And we have a very long list of people from the rest of Europe, but you will be meeting some of them during the afternoon. So I will, I and others will introduce them in a few minutes. We heard from Marijn why we are here, and we also heard from the moderator. Basically, we see there is, B Lab started 9 years ago in the United States, actually using global indices for what is a good business. And then gradually it has expanded to South America, from South America. So my friend Pedro introduced me, and we have started B Lab Europe a year and a half ago. And now we have about 1,300 companies in 38 countries, which is a great milestone. Plus, in the United States and in Canada, there are about 2,600 companies that by law have become benefit corporation. So they have actually passed a legislation called the B Corp, Benefit Corporation. And this movement is growing worldwide in other countries. We have the biggest company in Afghanistan is a B Corp. We have B Corps in Taiwan, in South Africa, in Korea, and increasingly in many other countries. So why is it this moment of incubation? And in a way, many of us see, some of our political institutions have not renewed themselves. Institutions have been established for decades, are a bit also in decay. And we see that entrepreneurs, from social entrepreneurs, business entrepreneurs, cultural entrepreneurs, are actually where the energy is coming to renew our societies. And so we think the B Corps is sort of a vanguard of this movement. We are a kind of a segment of businesses that really want to work for change, are working for change. And this is quite new, actually. This is quite new in the history of mankind. Effectively, I don't want to use big words, but there is a real shift away from big institutions to enterprises run by people, all kinds of people. And this, I think, the kind of wave that we are moving along with B Corps. So it's a movement of entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. And I think of words like courage, character, creativity, boldness, people who actually can use, follow their human aspiration to do what their purpose in life is. And this is really the heart of many of the B Corps. And some of you probably remember Steve Jobs had a very interesting quote. When he interviewed John Scully about 20 years ago, he asked him, do you want to keep selling sugared water for the rest of the world, or the rest of your life, or do you want to change the world? And then he said, and that became actually his mission in life, is we want to make a dent in the universe. So in a sense, my own words are, within the B Corp community, we want to make a dent in the universe. So this is what has been kind of pushing me to do this kind of work. A couple of words about where we are going and where we are. It is basically, the objective now is to go from about 70 B Corps. You will see many of them on stage here this afternoon, to about 1,000 B Corps in Europe in the next 3 years. We have a very cool new initiative called Best for New York City, which is actually the city of New York is appealing to 80,000 companies in New York to learn and embrace from the work of B Corp how to become better companies. And this idea of best for the city is something that we want to do, and we have started conversation in Amsterdam, in Geneva, in Paris. So we see that cities will somehow start asking for the best companies to emerge and sort of raise standards, the B Corp standard and standards of other organizations. So it's actually a way of getting cities to promote better businesses. Finally, we are working quite closely with business schools, universities. We find a lot of MBAs and students, they really are hungry for this kind of evidence of how do you integrate your humanity with running a good business. So we have all kinds of requests. We've started already in South America doing programs for business schools. And this is something that will allow us to reach out to many more students in the next generation. And you will see today there are quite a lot of young B Corps run by the next generation, women and men, which of course, as you know, are the future of our society. And then a few more things that you will learn throughout the day about, the slight differences of how this movement works in South America. They have festivals, they invite musicians. It's become a really citizens movement, which is slightly different in Europe up to now, but of course this is like a festival today. So we are kind of following the example of our South American leaders. I see Pedro there. Pedro, I wanted to say hello to you because Pedro from Argentina, very important person in the history of B Corp, and certainly how I got involved in this. So this is a short snapshot. We will continue during the day. Lane will speak to you later, so he will add a bit to my story, and so we have many other speakers.